Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom, live from our studios at number 5 Oula Hansen Lane at Tesano. I am Inusafo. Coming up. Office of Special Prosecutor files stay of execution and notice of appeal on ruling against independent prosecutorial mandate. Ghana's foreign minister summoned South African High Commissioner to Ghana over recent xenophobic attacks.
It is really condemnable to see that particularly West Africans have come under another round of xenophobic attacks in South Africa.
Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament considers anti-LGBTQ bill as pressure mounts on the House.
A gentleman known as educator. Now, he can be charged on the basis of the video of male and male intercourse.
Contrary to his or her claim that she has had some, perversive intercourse with me, I've never engaged in any sexual intercourse.
President Mahama inspects works on Kaswa-Winneba Road following concerns raised by motorists.
We hope that in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they'll be able to open this middle concourse so that all the traffic that is going directly towards Cape Coast or Winneba or Mankesim would not have to use the side.
In Channel 1 Business. $2.6 million Ghanaians remain food insecure. In Channel 1 Sports. Black Stars coach Carlos Queiroz describes new role as toughest and biggest challenge of his coaching career. For the details of our stories, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has filed a stay of execution and a notice of appeal against the High Court ruling directing the Attorney General to take over prosecutions initiated by the OSP. The application for stay of execution is expected to be heard on May 21 by the General Jurisdiction Division of the High Court. This was disclosed in court on Thursday when parties appeared in the Strategic Mobilization Limited case, in which former Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta is an accused person. The ruling being challenged held that the Office of the Special Prosecutor requires specific authorization under its parent act to prosecute cases. In the absence of such authorization, the court declared the prosecutions invalid and ordered the Attorney General to assume responsibility for them. The development has led to adjournments in affected cases pending a determination of the OSP's prosecutorial mandate. At least 2 cases, including the SML case involving Ken Oforiatta and the National Petroleum Authority case involving Mustafa Hamid, have been adjourned to May 26. Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa has summoned the South African High Commissioner of Ghana, Thando Dalamba, over recent xenophobic attacks against Ghanaians in South Africa. Mr. Ablakwa says the unprovoked harassment and attacks on law-abiding individuals are contrary to the principles of African solidarity and unity. Mr. Ablakwa was speaking at the opening of a joint Ghana-Sierra Leone Technical and Ministerial Joint Commission in Accra.
It is really condemnable to see that particularly West Africans have come under another round of xenophobic attacks in South Africa. And this time, Ghanaians have been targeted and other nationals from West Africa. Earlier today, I held a meeting with the charge of the South African High Commission in Accra. Yesterday, I had a telephone conversation with my counterpart, the Foreign Minister of South Africa. And in all of those engagements, Ghana has strongly condemned the xenophobic attacks our nationals have come under. I acknowledge that our counterparts in South Africa have expressed regret, have assured us that there will be investigations and that they will take steps to nip this really condemnable and regrettable xenophobic attack in the bud.
Meanwhile, Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Anani-Kwashi, is urging Ghanaians living in South Africa to remain law-abiding amid ongoing xenophobic attacks. Speaking after engaging with one of the affected Ghanaians, Emmanuel Asamoah, the High Commissioner emphasized that the Ghanaian mission is in constant communication with South African authorities to ensure the safety and protection of Ghanaian nationals.
And to encourage the Ghanaian population that the situation is dire, we understand. Let's continue to be law-abiding. Let's continue to respect the rules and regulations and the rules of engagement as migrant citizens in this country. I think that whatever it is that we do, we've always been noted as Ghanaians to be law-abiding. We've always been noted as being people who don't foment trouble. So let's not go that route yet. Let's continue to engage with them. And I'm sure that it's just a matter of time. Everything will be all right.
Let's stay on this particular matter, and we're joined via Zoom by Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Anani-Kwashi. Mr. Kwashi, thank you so much for joining us. From your interactions with Ghanaians in South Africa, how are they handling these issues?
Thank you very much. Good evening to you and to our cherished viewers. I think that the narrative has been set. Everything is under control. I believe that the Foreign Affairs Minister has given us a very clear indication of what is happening in South Africa and how we are handling the situation. I can assure you that the Ghanaian community is in high spirits. The Ghanaian community believes that we'll continue to be law-abiding, we'll continue to be very responsible immigrants in this country, and we'll continue to carry out our duties in this country according to the tenets of the regulations and laws of the country. It's rather an unfortunate situation that has happened. The South African authorities are not happy with it. The Ghanaian authorities are not happy with it. And we are collectively working together to ensure the safety of both citizenry in the melee that has befallen all of us.
Your Excellency, regarding the victim that you met earlier today, how is he faring and what immediate support does he need or was offered to him from your side?
Well, the gentleman's name is Emmanuel Asamoah. He's doing very well, in good spirit. Obviously, like I've always indicated, that to be accosted by 15 people, asking you questions, not allowing you to finish, and then he felt a bit traumatized. But in meeting him, we realized that no harm was done to him physically. He continues to stay in that same environment in Soweto. We've also identified other Ghanaians who have also gone through the same challenges. One thing I can assure you is that we've given them all the consular services that they need to be given, and we've gone ahead to assure them that the mission remains here in Pretoria to ensure the safety of every single Ghanaian in this country, and it's a responsibility we are not running away from.
Your Excellency, it seems these xenophobic attacks occur annually. Did your High Commission preempt it?
Well, in the last 2 years, we've not had the incidence of any xenophobic attack. Now, from the briefings that we've had with government officials in South Africa, it is clear that there's a pattern. Anytime there are going to be local and municipal elections, these things occur. We've been told by security experts in the country and also government officials that they believe that this is also as a result of the local elections that will be held in November, December of this year. Authorities have told us that they believe that there's a political undertone to it. They're investigating it, and they assured us, both in Ghana and also other African countries, that they will come up with their reports to indicate to us those that are truly behind these barbaric incidences, and to ensure that we continue to live together as brothers and sisters from the same African continent.
And some South Africans, they have expressed concerns about undocumented migrants. What steps is the High Commission taking to ensure that Ghanaians who live in South Africa, who may not have the required legal documents, are documented?
I think that with the South Africa, a lot of our citizenry are now very legal in this country, whilst others are also not legal. We've encouraged our citizenry to ensure that they regularize their stay in this country so that they don't fall short when it comes to immigration regulations. I can confidently also say to you that both countries are working on a special visa regime for the ordinary Ghanaian passport holder. It is an initiative we believe, if truly and properly implemented, would let a lot of Ghanaians become very legal in South Africa. It will increase from the 90-day visa waiver that we have, and we're looking at something that will be between 2 years and 3 years. Abiding Ghanaians are people who are trying every means to get their stay in this country regularized. It is just for us to be able to fine-tune the special visa waiver agreement that we want to have with the South African authorities, and we continue to encourage our people to ensure that they are legal in the country. Like I said, the 90-day visa waiver, it's gone a long way to make more of our citizenry very legal in this country. And they always make sure that they go out of the country, come back and get that visa extensions that they are required to get.
Finally, Your Excellency, what protocols or support systems exist for Ghanaians living in South Africa?
I want to assure Ghanaians living in South Africa, just like the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs has indicated, that we're doing everything possible to ensure that there's no casualty. There will not be any casualty. What we've done is to issue advisory notes to our citizens across the whole of South Africa. We're dealing with community heads. We're dealing with associations of Ghanaians that are here. The good news is that the Ghanaian associations here are so well coordinated that whatever information we get to them, it quickly disseminates to the greater populace of Ghana that find themselves in South Africa. We are ensuring that they listen to us when we give them the advice. For example, today, we asked our citizens that were in an area called Mtata not to open up their businesses because we were told by the South African authorities that there was going to be some demonstrations. True to their words, there was demonstration. Our citizenry stayed out of their offices. They ensured that they adhered to the protocols that we gave them. We keep on giving this protocol to the Ghanaian populace in South Africa, and we keep on appraising them every time that we get new information. We've opened up a dedicated line as well that officers are able to pick calls at midnight any time of the day to ensure that we give them the consular services that they deserve to have.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for speaking to us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Let's move on to some other stories now. The electricity company of Ghana insists it is not shedding load, but is rather undertaking major projects in the Ashanti region to upgrade infrastructure and address transformer constraints in order to stabilize power supply. There are growing public concerns over intermittent power outages, with some residents already demanding a timetable to help plan their schedules. Channel One News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, reports.
There are ongoing major upgrades at bulk supply points and substations within the Ashanti region. These upgrades include the strengthening of distribution and transmission lines, as well as address transformer constraints. The acting managing director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, Engineer Julius Kwame Pepena, led a team of engineers to these project sites in the Ashanti region.
This line we are constructing here is from a BSP. The BSP is where we take the power from Gridco. The power from Gridco is actually coming from the power plants, and then through the Gridco lines they come to us through the BSPs. So we have 2 BSPs in Kumasi. We are taking the power from BSP to the airport substation, and from the airport we can connect it to the rest of the network in the Kumasi area. We are not experiencing load shedding because we have enough generation. We are not experiencing doomsday. Once in a while we have constraints in our ability to move the power to customers, and when that happens we need to take some people off, or the line goes off by itself.
The ECG is also improving lines supplying power to the Barakesi treatment plant following recent complaints by the Ghana Water Limited on how power fluctuations are affecting operations.
It's so important that we cannot take the line off and to do the work. So we had to create a diversion. So this is a temporary diversion because we don't want Kumasi to be deprived of water supply.
Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Kumasi, Ashanti region.
Still in the Ashanti region, the Public Accounts Committee has raised serious concerns over what it describes as a troubling pattern of infractions and financial irregularities emerging from its just-ended review of the Auditor General's report there. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Yabwa reports.
The Public Accounts Committee has concluded a 4-day public hearing into the Auditor General's reports, focusing on public schools as well as metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. The sittings, which were marked by moments of tension and intense scrutiny, saw heads of institution and assembly officials appear before the committee to respond to a range of audit queries bordering on financial management, procurement breaches and administrative lapses. Speaking to the media, the chairman of the committee, Abena Osei Asari, described the situation as troubling.
Clearly it tells us that we have a lot to do. 1, in the various assemblies. 2, we have a lot to do in our secondary schools as well. And 3, the colleges of education. Many of the infractions are unbelievable. Monies meant to be used to procure perishable foods for these students are spent on other things. And you saw one school spending 72.2% of that money, the monies meant for perishable foods, on school operations.
Though the committee commended some colleges of education for excellent financial record keeping, it maintains that more must be done to prevent future sanctions through continuous improvements and strong internal controls.
We have talked a lot, we have said a lot. Now we need to really go all out and apply the sanctions. And I will encourage the various institutions like GES, the TVET schools, to apply the requisite sanctions when such infractions are cited in the Auditor General's reports. But on the whole, it is also brought to fore the work the Auditor General and the Public Accounts Committee are doing. Throughout the 4 days, you heard that some infractions were cleared just because they were asked to appear before the Public Accounts Committee. But we will continue to do our work and encourage all of us to do our bit.
We are done, and I hope those people who appeared before us learn something and they are going to amend their ways, and we keep on tracking.
Hundreds of infractions and irregularities have been uncovered by the committee, but the committee says it is committed to protecting the public purse. For Channel 1 News, I am Bright Yeboah.
You're still watching the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. 2.6 million Ghanaians remain food unsecured. We have the details shortly. Do stay.
The best part of going home is is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is doing something delicious.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bono yete, Lizzie Shito.
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, overfill.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244-581-541 or 0271-054-204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246-833-539 or 0244-342-465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Nathalie Netiajao.
CNR Business is brought to you by EcoBank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, And here,
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Lady in pink, how are you doing?
I'm good, you know.
What's coming up in business?
Food insecurity is still a problem, and the government statistician has been giving us some highlights on what to do to ensure that it's getting.
Give us the details.
Now, about 2.6 million Ghanaians remain food insecure despite 91% of the population recording acceptable food consumption levels. This is according to the latest Food Insecurity Vulnerability Report released by the Ghana Statistical Service. There's more in this report.
The report, which covers the last quarter of 2025, shows that while an estimated 29.8 million people are food secure, deprivation remains concentrated in specific parts of the country. Food insecurity is largely regional, with nearly 40% of households in the northern belt covering the northeast, northern, upper east and upper west regions recording poor or borderline consumption. This contrasts sharply with 10 regions where more than 95% of households have acceptable food intake. Government statistician Dr. Alhassan Idrisu provided highlights of the report at the launch.
The findings present a balanced but urgent picture. At the national level, there is some resilience, which is good news. In fact, about 91% of households in nearly 30 million people have acceptable food consumption. So you're talking about 30 million out of about 34, population. That is not the full story, though. Beneath this average, about 3 million people remain vulnerable, facing poor or borderline food consumption.
Ghana's economy is being projected to withstand mounting global pressures despite rising energy costs and heightened market uncertainty, with ABSO Group expressing strong confidence in the country's resilience. Group CEO Kedi Fila says policy measures implemented in recent years have placed Ghana among a select group of economies better positioned to navigate the current wave of global volatility. There's more in this report.
Tensions in the Middle East, which escalated earlier this year, have exerted renewed pressure on global energy markets, pushing oil prices upward and raising concerns about the cost implications for oil importing economies. But speaking on Channel One TV's Point of View with Bernard Avle, the group CEO of Absa Bank maintained that Ghana's macroeconomic adjustments and resource advantage could help cushion the impact of external shocks, even as global conditions remain fragile.
I think Ghana has taken all the measures that are necessary to position itself relatively well. I think it is one of few countries that will be able to weather the storms despite all of these challenges that we're dealing with. Increase in energy prices, a lot of volatility and unpredictability. Ghana is fortunate in many respects in that as people fear global challenges and turmoil, they tend to move their capital to assets that they consider safe, like gold. Ghana is fortunate in that it will.
He also urged African leaders to take deliberate steps to activate the continent's underutilized arable land, arguing that it holds the potential to reposition Africa as a key player in global food security.
It is beneficial for countries to be connected to the global economy. We produce a lot of products in the African continent, whether it's our own natural resources or, if you think about it, we are endowed with arable land. 60% of uncultivated arable land globally is found in the African continent, which means that if we're able to take advantage of that situation, we could be feeding the whole world.
As Ghana strengthens its fisheries governance framework, Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Emilia Arthur has underscored the need for coordinated implementation, warning that without improved compliance, enforcement pressures will persist. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement organized by the Global Fisheries and Resilience Action, she noted that while regulatory reforms are in place, their success will depend largely on adherence across the industry. The call was made at the launch of the IEZ project by the Global Fisheries and Resilience Action. Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Emilia Arthur described the initiative as a signal of intent, stressing that outcomes will hinge on practical implementation, transparency, and collective action.
While enforcement remains critical, it is voluntary compliance. And I really urge this project to work towards achieving voluntary compliance. If there's compliance, we would not be worrying about enforcement. But because there's no compliance, we have to. And you know, I say this openly, frankly, in the spirit of transparency. As a sector, as a ministry, our weakest link is enforcement, compliance and enforcement. But it would be great if this project can work towards achieving voluntary compliance on the part of all the actors at sea, not just industry.
Country Director of the GFRA added that the project is designed to involve fishers and coastal communities in decision-making and resource management processes.
This initiative mainly is looking at working hand-in-hand with government, working hand-in-hand with all resource users within the space. So it provides the platform for fishers to be part of policy making and implementation. It provides the platform to amplify their voice.
Let's now bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for business. I am Netili Netiajaho. Back to you, No.
Thank you very much, Netili. Let's do some more stories. Sponsor of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, Samuel Nate George, says persons who publicly identify as members of the LGBTQ+ community and promote such conduct could face prosecution under the proposed legislation. According to him, transgender musician Angel Maxine and social commentator Educator may fall within the scope of the bill if it is passed into law. Channel 1 News' Ni Ayikwe Okan reports.
The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, widely known as the Anti-LGBT Bill, was presented in the 8th Parliament in the year 2021. Now, this is a legislation that seeks to proscribe lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender activities. Although the 8th Parliament passed the bill, it failed to receive presidential assent, hence dying with the 8th Parliament. That notwithstanding, upon the inauguration of the 9th Parliament, 10 members of parliament from both sides of the House have reintroduced the legislation.
A male who claims that he has transitioned to a female and has held himself out on TV and done music videos and now claims that he is having intersex with Honorable Intim Fojo and that Honorable Intim Fojo is his gay lover.
Contrary to his or her claim that she has had some pervasive intercourse with me, I've never engaged in any sexual intercourse, apart from what God created between Adam and Eve.
But aside from that video that came out, that individual holds himself out and promotes homosexual activity on his social media page. That person is holding himself out, so there is an act, and there is the actor's rules and mens rea can be determined from his activity.
Now, during that engagement, the chairman of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, Shaibu Mahama, stated that the inability of the bill to receive presidential assent offers Parliament an opportunity to re-examine clause-by-clause amendment to ensure that concerns that were raised about the bill are considered to ensure that the rights of individuals are not infringed upon.
So if there were some clauses that were missed out in considering at the last sitting of Parliament before the Parliament lapsed, we have the opportunity of incorporating, deleting, amending, or reshaping the nature of the bill. We take cognizance of the rights of individuals who may be affected by this, and we're making the provisions in such a way that no individual, no Ghanaian's rights are going to be infringed upon.
Apart from the dates, practically every provision has been retained. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have to do much to this bill. Everybody has accepted the content of this bill as it was passed, and everyone in Ghana accepts that this is a bill that is fit for purpose. So, Mr. Chairman, I don't think we should tinker with any provision in this bill as far as today's sitting and then subsequent sittings are concerned.
Reporting for Channel 1 News from the Fiesta Royal Hotel in Accra, I am Ni Ayukwe Okai.
The completed asphalted portions of the Kaswa-Winneba Road will be opened to the motoring public in the next 3 weeks. Contractors working on the project have informed President Mahama that they will meet the 36th month completion date in their contractual agreement. Channel 1 News' presidential correspondent Akusia Oche reports.
The Kaswa-Winneba Road expansion is a 30-kilometer project of the N1 corridor designed to ease congestion and also cut travel time between Accra, Cape Coast and Takoradi. The project includes asphalt surfacing, installation of street lighting, pedestrian underpasses, bus stops and road signage. The president made a first stop at Budumburam, where an overpass is currently under construction. He was briefed by the sector minister.
The contractor is doing very well. The quality of work is very good. Your belief in the Ghanaian contractor to be able to fix our road is unwavering. We can say that the bulk of your investment in road infrastructure goes to the Ghanaian contractor, the Ghanaian worker. So you are creating job, creating access and many things, and we are very grateful for what you are doing. As of today, every contractor who has raised work certificate on either ongoing big push project or new big push project has been settled. We don't owe anybody 1 cedi, which means that you mean what you say about the big push. So big push contractors can be assured we are not only paying big push contractors anyway, we are paying all the contractors.
After receiving a briefing, the president expressed confidence that a renewed pace of work could see the project completed ahead of its March 2027 deadline. Meanwhile, completed sections will be opened.
We hope that in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they'll be able to open this middle concourse so that all the traffic that is going directly towards Cape Coast or Winneba or Mankesim would not have to use the side roads. They'll use the middle, and that will free up the traffic on the side for them to work and complete that as quickly as possible.
The president also underscored the strategic importance of the road to national development and for the region.
Central region is an attractive place for investment and tourism, but because of the constriction in the road network, it's been very difficult for people to open up their investments towards the central region. If you notice, Tema all the way to Dawa is attracting industries and investment. If we do this road network, it will allow some of the investors to begin to open factories in this corridor, and that will create jobs for the local people here.
Still on the Kaswa-Winneba Highway, residents living along that stretch want the tarred sections opened to traffic. They believe this will make journeying on the stretch comfortable while also improving travel time. Their concerns come on the back of President Mahama's assessment of the road after touring the project site. This report has more.
The 30-kilometer stretch from Kaswa to Winneba is undergoing major rehabilitation, with significant progress recorded 2 years after construction began. On Lot 1 of the project, the section between Crispo City Junction and Buduburam has been fully tarred. Parts of the Awutu-Breku stretch have also been completed. However, these portions remain closed to traffic. Commuters say the continued use of untarred service lanes has made travel uncomfortable and slow.
The pace at which it has been fixing is very slow, and it is posing a lot of threat to passengers and even the passing-bys.
Since time we made one, and I can't think of your mumbi my to me from Mumbra. As also, you're close to the and for you name the reason why.
Project engineers say some critical works are still ongoing, particularly the construction of pedestrian overpasses to improve safety along the highway.
Currently, Lot 1, which is the road from Kaswa to Akweti, is 70% completed. The bridges, which is Lot 1A, is 85% completed. So the expected date is March 2027. But we are pushing the contractor by December this year. We should be able to do the substantial completion.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Gomua East, Desmond de Graft Peitu, says he is confident the President's visit will help address concerns raised by residents and commuters.
The President appealed to the contractor that he should look at Budumbram, where much work is stored over there, and you saw it. That within 3 weeks to 1 month, they could finish and then gravel it so that it will be, open. Then we have access road all the way to Winneba Junction.
While work on the Lot 1 aspect of this project is expected to complete by March 2027, work on the entire stretch spanning from Kaswa to Winneba is expected to complete by November 2027. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado. Awutu-Breku, Central Region.
Residents of the Tatale Sangli district have been called upon to embrace peace and unity as a foundation for development. At a sword-cutting ceremony for the construction of government's 24-hour economy market and a fire service station in the district, the Northern Regional Minister assured residents of government's commitment to improving their living conditions. There's more in this report by Mohammed M. Alabira.
At the sword-cutting ceremony for the construction of the 24-hour economy market and a fire service station in Tatale, residents were urged to maintain peace to attract more development. Addressing the gathering, the Northern Regional Minister reiterated the need for peace and urged the contractor to deliver quality work within the stipulated time frame.
My people are equally very much interested in quality work. So to the contractor, no matter how many months, years that you want to spend on this project, please don't exceed the period that we have given you. And don't compromise quality for anything.
The District Chief Executive for Tatale, Honorable Tagba Mary, also expressed gratitude to the chiefs for their support.
Because this single intervention will go a long way to bring positive change to the economic fortunes of our people. I am particularly overwhelmed having learned of the Women Bank that has been incorporated in the design. Will not only improve the economic fortunes of women in the district, it will also go a long way to protect our little earnings from theft and robbery.
Some residents shared their excitement with Channel 1 News.
It's a great development coming to Tatale, and the people of Tatale, myself to be precise, I'm very happy to have such a development in Tatale.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV with me, Inusafo. Still to come. Black Stars coach Carlos Queiroz describes new role as toughest and
Launching. BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Maybe the Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell. Yeah, come to my
Sasso, come on, Tom Preco.
World where digital media is taking over, one conversation is bringing the past, present and future of media together. The Africa Media Bureau invites you to a one-day media convergence conference uniting faculties of media and communication studies, industry practitioners, regulators and technology partners across Ghana. Theme: Media Convergence in Ghana, rethinking traditional media in a digital-first era. A bold conversation on how traditional media and digital technologies are transforming media practice and education. Date 29th April 2026. Time 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Venue: La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Accra. If you are a senior media practitioner, a CSO engaged in media advocacy, or a lecturer or trainer in media management, this conference is for you. WhatsApp 0503-332-375 to register. Be a part of the conversation shaping the future of media. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference is powered by the Africa Media Bureau in association with the School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and it's proudly sponsored by MTN, Haptel, Margins Group, and GCB Bank. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference, connecting minds, transforming media.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abe-Kuatri. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
You don't sound excited that we have a new coach.
I am excited, but I'm measuring my excitement.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he did tell us, he was truthful. He said we won't win the World Cup.
We are not going to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
If it happens like that.
There's only one delusional person who believes that, and that's Beverly in the newsroom.
There's Nick too.
Oh, there is? Yes, Nick. Yes.
But you know, if we win the World Cup, fine. That feel is there. that you expressed now. But we are not going to win the World Cup. We need a coach that can get us to maybe a semi-finals of the World Cup for the first time. Then we join Morocco. But from the way he speaks, if we look at his credentials, we can say yes. That's the problem. But then again, he's lived it. He has a track record of developing talent, and he says that we've gotten a talent pool. If we work together as a team, we are able to do unbelievable things. So hopefully the boys will decide to play for him, because I indicated earlier we've got a good squad average age. Like when you put our squad together, the average age is nice, and these are young stars who can do great exploits in the game. Right. So hopefully.
And tell us more about what he's been saying.
Let's get into it, shall we now? Newly appointed Black Stars coach Carlos Queiroz has described his new role as the biggest challenge of his coaching career. He made the remarks while responding to questions from journalists during his unveiling in Accra. Channel 1 News' Jude Duncan was at a press conference and highlighted the major talking point in the following report.
Coach Carlos Queiroz signed a 4-month contract that will see him manage the Black Stars during the 2026 FIFA World Cup campaign. According to the head of communications for the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante-Chum, Carlos Queiroz is expected to bring in 5 additional backroom staff to support the national team, with Desmond Ofer as the main assistant coach. Despite earlier speculation, assistant coach for the Black Stars John Pencil and goalkeepers coach Fatau Dauda are expected to retain their roles.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I also mention that Coach Carlos Queiroz, in conjunction with the Football Association leadership, have agreed to bring in 5 new staff members to support his work, and they will be working as backroom staff members. 5. As we go along in the coming days, the Football Association will make an official announcement regarding their names and their specific roles.
The 73-year-old, speaking at his inaugural press conference after being named Black Stars coach, says he will bring in over 4 decades of experience to help the team secure victories. Carlos Queiroz also downplayed concerns about his style of play, stressing that his priority is winning with Ghana. He added that only qualified players will earn call-ups to the national team.
We say that after the 8 national teams and a couple of important competitions, this is the biggest challenge of our mountain bike, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I can promise and guarantee to you that I will bring 40 years of my knowledge and experience in every single
Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeku. That's your sports.
Thank you very much, Abeku. And that's how we end today's bulletin.